Pastor, First Lady, Deacon, elders, mothers. Oh, excuse me. Hi, in the wrong congregation. How y'all doing? First of all, I do seriously. First of all, I'm not even going to, apologize that I have a paper, because none of these people had a paper. But they're younger than me, so I need a paper. If I don't have paper, I'm going to forget everything. But I got to give God the glory for everything in my life, and ain't no shame in my game about that. Okay? And then, secondly, I have to thank my husband. Because, I'm out front. I do a lot of different things. We run a lot of different businesses. But everybody sees me, but nobody knows what he does behind the scenes. Nobody knows that he cooks dinner for me every night. Nobody knows that whenever I have to go somewhere, he drives me. He's just really good to me. And it means a lot when you have someone in your corner like that. And we can do so much more together than we can by ourselves. So I definitely had to give him a shout out, because I just love you that much. I want to thank my friends and family, all the people that are here to come and support me as I receive this award, because when it comes to doing business or anything, when you don't have people around you to support you, it's just not the same. And sometimes whether people are there to support you or not, you just got to keep it moving. But when people are there to support you, it just makes it that much more better. And everybody in this region is really busy. Everybody got schedules. If you want to try to have something, you need to let people know 2-3 months in advance before their calendars fill up. You got to get it out there. Look, save the date, something. And so I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. Now, it's kind of interesting that I want to thank two people in particular, my friends and family. Of course, I love y'all, but I think it's very interesting that Locks-4-Ever, and I know some of the, that logo there, that logo was created and designed by Amber Allen of Nella House. Stand up, Amber. Oh my She made it happen. And again, I talk about doing things, working with other people. I encourage everybody in business to hook up with some of the younger people. Their ideas are so fresh and just so awesome. And she created that logo for me, and it was just like it was almost anointed the way it represented what I wanted the business to represent. And I thank God for another young lady that I work with who is actually a trademark assistant. Her name is Tessa Francis, and she owns a company called Altruistic Plus. And she has submitted an application that this logo that Amber created for me was actually published with the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office. September 8th. And so I'm very, very grateful about that. And I want to encourage everybody who is in business, and you got all these fantastic logos and intellectual property, protect it. Yes. Okay. I think the other thing that is interesting about this this day is that Chanel Evans is here. Chanel, stand up. Chanel Evans is probably about to say, I'm going to get you, because she had no idea I was going to call her name. The reason that I call her name, Chanel Evans and Monty, her husband, they own a company called Ahead of the Game Athletics. And it's going to be, they're opening up a commercial location soon in this Dale City area. But what is so interesting about Chanel being here today is that I used to have a company called Alexis Administrative Services. And it was one of the first businesses that I created. And she was one of my first clients. And the fact that, and this was a long time ago, y'all. I mean, how old are the twins?
6 months.
Inside joke. Yeah, the twins are 11, so we've been knowing each other for about 11 or so years. And just the fact that she's still here in my life, we're at different places now, but that she's here and supporting this event, I just want to say thank you. It means a lot. Thank you for supporting my small business back then. I gotta give it up to Dr. Joanne Cornwell. Now, Dr. Joanne Cornwell is the creator of the Sister Locks hair system. She is a doctor out of San Diego, California. She created this whole system by which my hair is done. For those of you who don't know what Sister Locks are, I have Sister Locks that are a little bit aged at this point, but I have Sister Locks, and she created that system. And by creating that system, just because she wanted to have more options for us with the natural hair, you know, the jobs that she's created, the income that people have been able to make as a result of her visionary, you know, and just the fact that she would fight for her invention. I just have to give her, you know, a shout out. When it comes to my business, my clients mean everything to me. The bottom line is that if you're in business and you're not paying attention to your clients, you may not even know the ones that are walking away. And customer service is everything. And the one thing that I do have to say about us, I deal strictly with African American women. That's easy for me. I am every woman. Now, every client looks like me. But sometimes we have a tendency to be too comfortable with each other. And the bottom line is that if you're a business and you're representing a business, do not treat a patron, a client, a customer any different because they have the same skin color as you. Okay, they want to be treated with the same professional courtesies that you would anyone else. I love my clients. I love them to death, to life. But you know what I said, but you know what? I was all ready to say, not nary one of them jive turkeys showed up today. However, Carla, Jackie Sims in the back, she surprised me and coming. And she is actually one of Locks-4-Ever's very first clients. So it's awesome to me that, you know, we've been able to keep clients. You know what I mean? It's one thing to get them, but it's another thing to keep them. And as far as being business of the year, oh boy. You know, that is so awesome. Because if you looked at my model, I don't really have one. I really don't. But I know that I learned to do Sister Locks in 2012, April of 2012. By February of 2014, we moved to our first commercial location. And I want to encourage everybody, home-based businesses are great, but having that commercial location is like just put the in it. You know what I'm saying? And we need to do that. And the thing that we need to do, I've had people say to me, because having the commercial location and some other changes have created some tax situations. Okay? But I've heard people say, well, why do you tell all that you make? Like she said, you cannot move forward looking over your shoulder.
That's right.
Okay? Bottom line is, if you're going to be in business, be prepared to be in business, be prepared to have all your licenses, your permits, and know that if somebody steps to you, that you're in the right place, that you need to be. And as far as not claiming what you make, I mean, in the big scheme of things, I'm looking like, hey, one of these days I might be a franchise. Okay? One of these days I might be a franchise. One of these days I may have a studio in Panama. I may have a studio in another country. Paris. And that's why I'm protecting my trademark. But check this out. If every year you lying on your taxes, if you ever need an investor, who is going to invest in somebody that can't make no money? Okay, you're going to need at some point to just bite the bullet. Okay, bite the bullet and be proud of the money that you're willing to earn. In closing, I want to say Sydney is amazing, and I just got to give it up for her one more time. Sydney is amazing. Sydney is a follow-through chick, and we had actually, you know, we had met on a couple of different occasions, but we were actually honored at the same time for Black Women in Business. And if you ever have a chance to hear her testimony, you would, if you think you love her now, you would just love her that much more. Thank you, Sydney, for giving me this opportunity. And as far as the business, I'm a Sister Locks consultant. Sorry, something in my eye, y'all. I'm not crying for real, for real. As far as the business, I have tried to create the business in an environment that I would want to come to myself. It's easy because I'm a Sister Locks client. So my studio, baby, we got wine, music, and lavender. Okay? Waterfalls. What? When you come up in there, it's grown folks. Okay? And it's about coming, relaxing. I got me this chair. It's called the Collins. It's a $3,400 barber chair that I got from Habitat for Humanity for $250. It's all about the experience. And so I appreciate that people like coming, and I love being a part of it. And the last thing I'm going to say is that the only reason that my business has been able to grow so well is because I love to give. You're not going to receive if your hand is always like this. You know what I mean? If you're doing something positive, you know, if you're trying to create a business, if you're trying to create a website, if it's anything I can do for you, as long as you on the, you know, up and up, don't be coming with no craziness, because that's not going to happen. But if it's just a shout out on Facebook, if we just all decided to do that together, if you would like a commercial location, but you can't see it for yourself right now, just start looking. You'd be surprised at what you might find. You know, don't just discount that you're not ready and you can't afford it. Just step out there. Take a look, get the facts, see what you need to do to get to that point. And if you can't do it by yourself, find you another synergistic, you can look that up, synergistic business with somebody that you can trust, and go for it. Stop trying to have everything for yourself.
That's right.
Okay? Stop trying to have everything for yourself. Give a shout out to Yvette Scott, who is the certified consultant that is also working in my studio, and I could not love her more. Finding the right people to work with is just like, oh, yeah. Okay? Thank you.